Harare, tensions have escalated within the ZANU-PF provincial structures in Harare as two factions engage in open conflict over attempts to extend President Emmerson Mnangagwa's presidency beyond 2028. The situation reached a boiling point last week when a group aligned with Vice President Constantino Chiwenga announced the suspension of provincial chairperson Godswill Masimarembwa, citing his support for the contentious 2030 agenda. This internal strife follows the recent ZANU-PF conference in Bulawayo, where a resolution was controversially passed advocating for the removal of presidential term limits from the constitution. Masimarembwa emerged as one of the few senior party officials to publicly back this divisive move. His support for the agenda has drawn heavy criticism, especially since Mnangagwa himself has publicly opposed it. The situation took a dangerous turn just before the conference when Masimarembwa's business premises in Harare's Avenues area were petrol-bombed. Reports indicated that a security guard was also set ablaze during the attack, highlighting the rising tensions within the party. On November 14, Masimarembwa was formally accused of bringing the party into disrepute for his vocal support of the 2030 initiative. The suspension letter, signed by Provincial Political Commissar Kudekosh Damzan, stated, "Firstly by you personally and actively moving the 2030 initiative and sloganeering against not only the will of His Excellency, but also against the party and national constitution." The letter also expressed concerns that Masimarembwa's actions were causing divisions within the party. Masimarembwa has vehemently denied the allegations, calling them absurd and politically motivated. "That's a complete joke," he stated, asserting that Damzan had no authority to issue a suspension letter as he had allegedly been suspended himself the previous Thursday. "Suspensions are done by the deputy vice chair, the one who chairs the provincial disciplinary committee," he explained. Masimarembwa maintains that he is still the legitimate chairperson of the province, pointing out that the 2030 agenda was adopted at both the provincial and national levels. "That is the resolution of the party at the National People's Conference," he added. Attempts to reach Damzan for comment were unsuccessful. Meanwhile, ZANU-PF Provincial Disciplinary Committee Chairman Ephraim Fandakwa issued a statement asserting that Damzan had been suspended. The provincial chairman, CD Godwills Masimarembwa, was and is not a subject for any disciplinary processes, Fandakwa clarified, adding that Damzan and several other members were under investigation for misconduct. In a letter dated November 14, the Harare Provincial Executive Council detailed that Damzan had been suspended alongside 9 other party members for various charges of misconduct and abuse of office. These members included Deputy Provincial Secretary for Lands and Agriculture Edson Ringwa, Deputy Provincial Secretary for Science and Technology Charles Matsika, and several Youth League officials. Damzan himself is facing serious allegations of corruption. According to the suspension letter, he is accused of soliciting a bribe of $1,000 from aspiring parliamentary candidate Lynette Molaba, purportedly to manipulate the outcome of the Harare East constituency primary elections. The letter also claims that he received an additional $2,000 in bribes. In a counter-accusation, Damzan alleged that Masimarembwa accepted a $50,000 bribe from JB contractors for construction work at ZANU-PF's Harare provincial offices. However, Masimarembwa dismissed these claims as false. JB contractors lawyer, Sitsi Motsikwana, also defended Masimarembwa, describing Damzan's allegations as malicious and baseless. "My clients never gave Masimarembwa any money," she asserted. The 9 suspended officials are believed to be linked to the faction supporting Chiwenga, who is seen as a potential successor to Mnangagwa. Notably, Chiwenga has refrained from publicly endorsing the ED2030 slogan and is thought to be firmly opposed to the campaign for the removal of presidential term limits. The push to extend presidential terms is primarily supported by party members from Masvingo and the Midlands provinces, which are considered Mnangagwa's strongholds. As the conflict continues to unfold, it highlights the deepening rifts within ZANU-PF as factions vie for power and influence ahead of the next general elections.